crucified, laid behind a stone. You live to die, rejected and alone, like a rose, trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me above all. Crucified, laid behind a stone. You live to die, rejected and alone, like a rose, trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me. You took the fall and thought of me. Hallelujah. You took the fall and thought of me above all. All right, Periscope. How's it going today? It is Monday, February 8th. We are in the week 3, or we're doing the third Periscope, I should say, of our Ephesians 5:25 man challenge. Shout out to the guys that are part of the E5V25 men group on Facebook. We just got our new assignments this morning, and we are all jumping in with 2 feet, ready to take on this challenge. Loving our wives as Christ loved the church. Yes, it's been exciting so far. It's been interesting. We laid some foundation the first week. Now this second week, we're trying to build and construct the frame of our house, the ductwork, the wiring, the plumbing, the insulation. All of that is being laid now inside of our construct of the house of love that we're trying to build in our homes. So, yeah, shout out to you guys. Shout out to Mrs. Hall, Miss Princess Warrior out here on Periscope. Love you, babe. Thanks for your support. Want to just invite you guys that are listening, all husbands, if you want to be a part of the group, look us up on Facebook, E5V25 Men, all one together. On the Facebook groups, it's a closed group, so you can feel comfortable in coming in and sharing and being a part. It's not going to be anything that's going to be all over the streets. It's confidential. So, yeah, you heard me singing that song. We're talking about love. We're talking about loving as Christ loved the church. And that song just kind of grasps the whole meaning of, what this love walk is all about. Christ came, man. He came to die for us. He came to sacrifice himself for us. He came to give all that he had for us. So that's what this Ephesians 5:25 call is all about, guys. I said it in the first video. If you are not ready to love on that level, it's going to be a tough road ahead for marriage. Don't get married if you're not ready. And if you are already married, you need to get ready to start walking in love towards your wife as Christ loved the church. Because that's the only way really that your marriage and your household are going to flourish. Everything about love gives. John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave." Our core verse, Ephesians 5:25 says, "Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave." Love is an action word, guys. And that action is giving. And quite often, we might not like it, but quite often the giving means self-sacrifice. Quite often, the giving means self-sacrifice. That means we have to give of ourselves, and sacrifice of ourselves for the other person. Everything about love gives. The opposite of love is selfishness because it keeps. Selfishness is all about you, all about what you want, all about what you want to do. Love is the exact opposite. Everything about love gives. Everything about love wants to uplift, wants to enrich, and prefer the life and the well-being of the receiver. So that's what we're talking about, guys. We're talking about love. We're talking about loving our wives as Christ loved the church. And like I said, it's not an easy call. It's not a mantle that you wear comfortably sometimes, because we're dealing with people. We're dealing with real people, with real spirits and real emotions, and living a real life. So, I kind of want to be transparent with you guys today. I've been doing a lot of thinking as I hear comments from my brothers and get questions about what's going on with the group. So I kind of want to be transparent, if I might, how I got started on this Ephesians 5:25 journey. It's been some time, about, what's this, 2016? Maybe about 10, 12 years ago. In my own marriage, it had got tough. It had gotten very tough in the marriage. There was a lot of things going on in the household. Sickness had entered into the family. My wife had gotten stricken with some sicknesses. And we had young kids. Guys who've been married for some time understand what I'm talking about. But it got tough. Just to being real, my wife will tell you about the things that we went through. And it even got to the point where we had considered, both of us, calling it quits, walking our separate ways, cutting the ties, trying to do the whole custody thing and trying to figure out visitations and stuff like that. I mean, it got serious, guys. It got serious. And one of my best friend, my best friend, gave me the best advice that I have ever gotten from anybody about anything. I had done some completely idiotic stuff in our relationship to really kind of just destroy the fiber and the foundation of what was going on. I was not exhibiting the model of love that Christ would have us to exhibit. I'll put it that way. I was not walking in the kind of love that we've been talking about this last couple of weeks. I wasn't doing that. I was completely selfish. I was completely all about me. I was hurt. I was mad. I didn't care what she thought. I didn't care what she wanted. So I said some things. I did some things that completely destroyed her trust in me, completely destroyed her security, completely destroyed her peace of mind about the marriage. She acted out. I acted out. It got bad, guys. It got bad. But I got this piece of advice that will change my life and change my mind. He said to me, Nate, you have got to walk by the Spirit and quit walking according to your flesh. You have got to walk by your spirit, man. Your flesh is killing you. Exactly what he said. That's a quote. And he was right. My way of doing things was killing me. My children, my marriage, my personal life was just tore up, upside down. It was a mess. But I got that piece of advice, and then that's when I started my journey. I got into my Bible, because I know you get into the Word. I'm a church boy. Been in church all my life. I got into that Word, and I said, God, if I'm going to make it, if I'm going to make this work, I got to find it in your Word. And I found Ephesians 5, verse 25, husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church. And I began to search how Christ loved the church, and I began to search what it meant to love. I began to search what it meant to be a good husband and a good man. And that advice that I got, walk by the Spirit and not by the flesh, changed my life, turned my life around as a husband. And it's been nothing but better days since. Those dark days are behind us. It's gotten better every year. Every year it gets better. Every year it gets better. Every year it gets more sweeter. And now we are approaching year 23 and just looking forward to blasting out into the stratosphere with having an excellent prototype type marriage. So I just want to encourage you guys. I personally know it gets tough. I do. But I've heard you guys say, man, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. God's still working on me. God is still trying to, get me to where I need to be. He knows my heart. He's still working on me, so I need a little leeway. Well, how long is he going to work on you, God? I mean, come on, seriously, how long it took him 7 days to create the earth. in the heavens and everything you see. You know, it took him 7 days, 6 days, really. In 7 days, he chilled. He been working on you for the last 7 years. When are you going to get it together? When are you going to decide that enough is enough, that you want to do this thing for real? You know what I'm saying? I'm calling you out, guys. I'm saying it's time to man up. As husbands, we need to man up. We need to stop making these excuses as to why we can't do it and why we can't love as we need to love, why we can't treat our wives right. It's time to seriously man up. It's time to man up, guys. It's time to lay down the excuses. You know, we talk about Christ loved the church. He didn't make any excuses. When it was time for him to do what he needed to do, he sucked it up and he did it. He had this moment where he cried out to the Father, like, Lord, you know, I don't know, but nevertheless, I know what I came here to do, so I'm about to do it. You got married for a reason, guys. You didn't get married to treat your wife like booty. Forgive my expression. You didn't get married to treat your wife like anything. You know, we got our scripture this week in the group is Colossians 3:19. I'll read it to you right quick. It says, husbands, love your wives and do not be embittered against them. You know, one translation says, do not be harsh or do not speak harshly against them. That's Colossians 3:19. So the focus this week is to watch what we say and how we say it. And I had to learn that how I say things is really more important sometimes than what I say. I might say the right thing and I might be completely right, but if I present it the wrong way, the message is completely lost. I remember a Cosby Show episode where Bill was talking about, I think he was talking to one of his daughters, I can't remember which one it was, about how she presented these guys to him that they were dating. And he put some food on a plate, dressed it up, and then put the plate inside of a trash can top and was like, look at this presentation. This is how you present these guys to me. They might look nice, but you present them like trash. So basically, the way we present ourselves to our wives is everything. Sometimes it's more important to not be right, so to speak, but to be soft and loving in our responses and how we address our wives. So we're going to be speaking positive. We're going to be speaking loving words, affirmation, all those things we're doing so that we can start to show, not just talk about it, but show, be about it, what it means to walk this thing out. So yeah, guys, I'm calling you out. We're about to wrap this scope up. I got to get back to work. But I want you guys to take this week seriously. Think about what you say, how you say it. Think about your commitment to this thing you call marriage. Like I said, don't you entered into it. If you entered in lightly, it's time to get it right. It's time for you to take it serious. You can't keep saying God is working on me. You can't keep saying I'm gonna get there one day. One day when? When do you propose to get there, my friend? When do you propose to make the changes? You've been making these changes. You've been trying to get there for too long, and you have not yet arrived. You're taking a long way around. When do you propose to get it right? It's completely within your power to do. It's completely within your hands to do what you need to do to change your life, your family's life, your relationship with your wife. It's completely in your hands. And that's what we're doing every week for the next until the end of the month. We're coming on here and we're talking about loving the wife as Christ loved the church, tips, tidbits. So that's what I want you to do, guys. I want you to find online, just look it up online. 5 Love Languages, the book, the profile test. Find out your wife's love language. Find out yours. See if you can learn how to speak her language. What the languages are: receiving gifts, acts of service, quality time, physical touch, and there's one more. I should have wrote them down, but there's 5 of them. You look them up, and your wife speaks at least one of those languages, or that her love language is that, which means she responds best when you speak that kind of language, when you show that kind of love to her, that specific type of love. If it's quality time, she wants to spend time with you. She wants to go to the mall. She wants to sit down and have coffee with you. She wants to do all these different things. If it's physical touch, she likes back rubs, foot rubs, stroking of the hair, hugs, kisses. You know, you get the idea. So look them up, guys. 5 love languages. There's an app out there for your phone, iPhone, Android. It's online, 5lovelanguages.com, I believe it is. But like I said, look it up. Find that profile test. You and your wife take it. Find out what your love language is, her love language, and begin to start to speak her language. It's all up to us, guys. It's up to us. God made us the head. He put us out front. Head means to be out in front of. Doesn't mean to necessarily lead or master. It means to be out in front. Like a general goes out in front in battle, we go out in front. We take the hits. We take the darts. We take the initial brunt of any attack. We go out in front. So as the head, we need to be the ones taking the initiative to do what we need to do to make our wives feel that love that Christ has for his church. All right. Once again, husbands, if you want to get involved, Ephesians 5:25 group on Facebook, E5V25 men, MEN, all together, E5V25 men on Facebook. It's a group. Look it up. You can look on my page, Kayjominara, CAYJOMINARA on Facebook. Find more information. Hey, we're getting it done, guys. We're going to make this thing work. And like I said in the first video, if you stick to it, I guarantee you, I'm making the guarantee that your household, your relationship with your wife will improve. You'll see a change by the end of this month if you do what you need to do. Stop making excuses. Stop saying, I'm going to get there. Get there. Don't wait. Get there. Take actions now. Take actions right now. Stop waiting. Stop looking at her. Stop saying, when she gets it together, I get it. No, you get it together right now, guy. It's up to you. You're the man. You're the husband. You're the head. Get it together now. Stop playing. All right? Okay, guys. We will see you next time. Probably one more scope this week. And just to touch up and follow up with you and see how things are going. Other than that, be blessed, be encouraged, and hey, you can do it. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.